From the Hussman School of Journalism and Media at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
We're just going to ignore the elephant in the room and talk about the success of our female athletes.
That's right. Field hockey, volleyball, and women's soccer are all sitting in the top 25, so all eyes will be on our women's sports as they get into conference play.
That's right, Emma. UNC women's teams are carrying Carolina's athletics programs. Good morning and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Bethany Pryor.
And I'm Emma Kane. Thanks for joining us.
The undefeated field hockey team started their weekend with Cal on Friday night in a coast-to-coast showdown. The Tar Heels wasted no time. In the first quarter, Charlie Bruder put UNC on the board off an assist from Riley Heck. Bruder would add another goal later in the game. In the second, Cal got the penalty corner goal, but Carolina responded just a minute later as Eliza Perrin scored on a setup from Danny Mendez. The Heels kept rolling in the third, with Heck finding the back of the cage herself. And in the fourth, Mendez sealed it. UNC's balanced attack powered them to a 5-1 win, keeping their perfect season alive.
For the second goal, I was dribbling, I don't really know what happened. I was just twirling, and then I told myself, get it on cage, at least get it on cage, we need another goal.
We want those 50-50 balls, and we know we want it, but it's just more like the action that we need to do, and we started to stay present and not think about the results, and then things started clicking and goals started happening.
On Sunday, the Heels hosted Stanford. Carolina really shined with their attack, scoring an impressive 8 goals. Riley Heck led the way with a staggering 5 goals to help the Heels get their second conference win of the season. Carolina was quick on its feet, working together to create opportunities. To make it 2-0, redshirt freshman Coco Courtwright sends a quick pass to Heck, who flips it around the goalie like clockwork. However, without defense, there is no attack. The Heels gave Stanford fits in the backfield with beautiful transitions. Freshman Isabel Boer drove the movement, allowing the Heels to get the ball to the opponent's goal, sometimes without even touching a Stanford stick. On Carolina's fourth goal, midfielder Molly Catchpole tips it down the field to Kara Heck, who slides the ball to her sister Riley, allowing her to sweep it past the goalie and into the cage. Carolina takes this one in dominating fashion, 8-1, to remain undefeated.
And multiple people contributed. I know Riley might have had 5 goals, but again, we have a really strong attack, and I think that's something that really goes right for us.
There's a lot to break down, so we have 2 analysts today, Sophia Gray and the star of the weekend. Sophia?
Bethany, I'm here with UNC Field Hockey's leading goal scorer and Sports Extra's own Riley Heck. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Now, Riley, you certainly had one heck of a day, scoring 5 goals and tying the program's single-game record. With every touch, you always seemed one step ahead of the play. Will you walk me through your first goal?
Of course. Here we have a penalty corner. Danny Mendez inserts the ball to Isabel Boer, and her goal was to drag the ball to the left corner, and she happened to hit the post, and I was just there to put it back in the net.
I mean, yeah, this just perfectly shows the exact type of player you are, never giving up on the play, even when it doesn't go as planned. Now, just 5 minutes later in the game, you found the back of the net again on a different style of play. Can you walk me through this one as well?
Yes, so Coco Courtwright has the ball right here, and she has to go 5 yards before going into the circle. So she tracks right, which makes an opening for her to hit the ball across, and see how that big gap there is where I just posted up right in front and had 2 touches into the cage.
Now, when you're right in front of the cage one-on-one with your defender and the goalie, what's playing through your mind?
As forwards for Carolina, we always talk about killer mentality, and that was just going through my mind, just how to get the ball in the back of the net. So.
All right, well, we're going to stop here with the plays. I mean, you found the back of the net 3 more times, but that would take up pretty much the entire show. I just have one more question for you. As we started conference play, what did you guys take away from this weekend?
I think that it was a big test for us for our first ACC matches, and we wanted to come out strong, and that's what we did, and we're super happy about our wins.
Well, thank you so much again for joining me here at the board. Back to you guys at the desk.
And also a quick note, Riley's head coach, Erin Matson, the GOAT, pretty good player herself, never had 5 goals in a single game. I'm just saying.
And to head over to another one of our women's teams, 2 matches for the 25th ranked UNC volleyball team this weekend, starting with Kansas State Wildcats at Carmichael Arena Friday night. The first set started out neck and neck, but once the Tar Heels grabbed the lead, they didn't let it go. Zoe Barrett set it up as Jackie Taylor slams it for the kill to close out the first set. But Kansas took control over the second and third sets. UNC enters the fourth set, and the energy was high. An early kill by Chelsea Thorpe keeps the Heels' momentum up to tie the match 2-2. In the fifth set, the Wildcats' offense shut the Heels down, and Carolina takes the loss 3-2.
I think that K-State is a beatable team for us. We could have won that game. But I think I do appreciate how hard everyone played through the entire game, even when it wasn't going our way.
And Sunday, they look to bounce back with a home match against ECU. The Heels took the first set with valiant efforts from Haley Pierce and Chelsea Thorpe's point off a back-and-forth offense showdown. In the second, the Pirates narrowly won the set 25-23. The third set was also back and forth, with the Heels taking the win. In the fourth, Maddie May's defense prowess combined with Chelsea Thorpe's fiery momentum cemented Carolina's victory. Both May and Thorpe hit career highs.
Together, and we just love the sport. We love each other, and we're just always giving to each other. So we couldn't do this without each other, I'm sure. And it's a team sport, and our team has been pulling us, and it's been great. A lot of support.
The game against ECU shows how UNC is dominant across the court, and we're going to toss it over to Bethany to break down this weekend.
Thanks, Emma. Now I'm here with Zoe Barrett, our setter at UNC. We're really excited to have you here, Zoe.
Thanks for having me.
Really excited to break down some volleyball. I was at the board a couple semesters ago, so we're bringing back passes with Pryor, but let's start off by looking at a couple blocks. We're going to look at Lady Smith's block right here. Look at this. Look at that height that she gets. And let's talk about her form. We can see her hands press that ball back over. Obviously an exciting play for you guys. What was going on with this one?
I think she just pressed over the net, was right over, and had a great block.
Really exciting. And look at all those celebrations. You guys have the best celebrations, Zoe.
We do.
I'm really excited to watch this next play because, as we all know, we can see right here, Chelsea Thorpe has the best kills. Well, actually, this one's Southampton. No, it's not. Sorry, guys. There's an overpass kill by Chelsea Thorpe. Look at that ball. That's incredible. So Chelsea Thorpe obviously had some pretty impressive plays this weekend, scoring 22 kills, a career high against ECU. Yeah. But there was one memorable one. Can you tell me about that kill?
Yeah, so basically I set Chelsea on the red behind me, and then the ball came back over, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times, and she got the overpass kill on the 4th one.
If we watch that play, you can see everyone just ends up on the floor at the end of it. What were you thinking during that one?
I mean, the whole entire time I was just like, Chelsea, again, and I was just right behind her, encouraging her to put the ball away.
Yeah, and obviously it wasn't just one overpass kill that she got. Obviously this one too was really exciting. So those balls are really hard to time. Chelsea Thorpe did a great job timing those, going right back up after the play, and I think that just goes to show how you guys, the energy that you guys have just on the court is really impressive. Yeah. Now this final play is going to be one of your sets that you had a double-double, your first of the season, correct?
Yes.
Really exciting. So let's break this down. Let's take a look right here. The ball is passed by Haley Pierce, and right here, what are you thinking while you're setting, when you're about to back set it to Chelsea Thorpe, but what are you thinking in this moment?
I mean, you got to go to the hot hand. Chelsea had a great night, and I just wanted to set who was going to score in the moment.
Really exciting. And you can also see Chelsea sees this hole in the block right here. You can see their middle blocker, ECU's middle blocker, did not get all the way over. Chelsea's ball is going to go straight through them and right down that line. And look at the celebration. Once again, what's your favorite celebration by Chelsea?
I like the seatbelt.
That has to be mine too. Well, thanks for joining us, Zoe. Back to you, Emma, at the desk.
Thank you, Zoe. Thank you, Bethany. UNC's women's teams continue to impress us, but at the show we did mention the elephant in the room, and it's now time to talk about it. North Carolina closed out its non-conference slate in the Sunshine State on Saturday with a matchup against UCF. The Golden Knights struck early, marching 75 yards down the field and finishing their opening drive with a 13-yard touchdown. UNC answered with a field goal in the second quarter, but UCF closed out a dominant first half by capitalizing on blown coverage and headed to the locker room with a 20-3 lead. UNC's lone touchdown came in the third quarter as Max Johnson connected with Kobe Paysor in the corner end of the zone. UCF never let up, claiming a 34-9 victory and dropping UNC's record to 2-2. Let's toss it over to our football analyst, Alden Archdeacon, who predicted a UNC win against UCF. Alden, what went wrong and how much money did you lose?
Yeah, thanks, Bethany. I guess that's why they say never bet on the team that you root for. I put us before the game to win, and then also I live bet us, and those turned out to be not good. Anyway, but it was a tale of two quarterbacks. Gio Lopez, he struggled. He underperformed, to say the least. He only had about 80 yards in the air and 2 interceptions, which we'll look at here in a minute. Flip side of that, our defense made Tavian Jackson look like a Heisman-caliber quarterback. He had over 200 yards in the air, 2 touchdowns, 1 on the ground. And then this is the one on the ground. You can see here, it's basically the same play we looked at Friday. It's a read option in the red zone. I said to look out for this. You can see here, he fakes it to the back. This defensive lineman can't bite. If he bites, it makes it the easiest read for Jackson because nobody else is up there. Sure enough, he bites really early. Jackson keeps it. It's a walk-in touchdown. Not a great play from our defense there. They got to watch more film, and they got to study that, and they got to know it's coming, especially 20 yards and in. Moving forward, though, Lopez, let's look at the first pick. This one wasn't his fault. This was the offensive line's fault. We got 5 guys on our side, and they have 4. You're going to see here one of the defensive linemen goes completely unblocked. They bat the ball. A batted ball is never good because it goes up in the air, and it's an interception. Yes, Lopez shouldn't have thrown that, but he was flustered all day anytime they brought any sort of rush and penetrated the offensive line. And then the last pick, this is fully Lopez's fault. You'll see he'll pump fake it here, and then he'll throw it right up top. Pump fakes, throws it top. This is a really contested throw. The quarterback is all over the wideout. He throws it anyway, gets tipped up again, and another defensive player makes a great pick. Listen, I mean, I had to remind myself this whole game, Rome wasn't built in a year. This team is not being built this year. We're going to have to hang on, go for the roller coaster, and let's just hope it gets better. Emma?
Thanks, Alden. I mean, like you said, we saw this battle of quarterbacks between the two, and we saw Gio Lopez get hurt. We saw Max Johnson come in only for his second time this season.
Yeah, it's only his second time this season, and he keeps coming in right at the end of the game when we're already down by a big point deficit. But I do think that Max Johnson deserves a chance. Gio Lopez keeps showing us that he crumbles under pressure. -5 rushing yards, only 87 passing yards. Gio Lopez needs to take a second and breathe when he's in these situations, but I think Max Johnson, although he didn't play last year, I'd like to see him try because he played at an SEC school, Texas A&M. Now he's at ACC. I think he's ready for the pressure, whereas Gio Lopez is coming from the Sun Belt, smaller conference, a little bit less high pressure than it is in a Power 4 conference.
And the team does have 2 weeks. They have a bye week until they face Clemson, so it will give them a little bit of time to hopefully sort things out and find out who that starter is going to be.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what the coaching staff can do with this team, but I just think that they need to become a team, and that's going to take time. But teams aren't the only ones preparing for UNC's matchup with Clemson. Reporter May Proctor takes us behind the scenes for the groundskeeping team at Kenan Stadium to see what it takes to get the field ready for game day.
Kenan Stadium was permanently converted back to grass for the Belichick era in April.
I got a phone call one day from my boss, and he told us that we were going back grass, and we were both really excited because we have a passion for this. The process to get the field ready for a game really starts as soon as the game before it ends. We'll mow it, we'll blow it, we'll walk for divots, we'll do a recovery foliar spray. After that, we're watering the field, and then paint starts. To get ready for the TCU game, we painted Thursday, Friday, didn't paint Saturday. Painted the white in the morning, started at 7, finished at 3:30. We came back in and did the Carolina blue from 8:30 until 3 o'clock in the morning. And then we came back in at 7, and we're here all day.
The effort that Ryan Anderson and his team put into preparing the field for game day is all worth it. For the players, the fans, and for themselves.
Some of the benefits that we see out of grass over artificial turf is you hear a lot about less injuries. It's easier for your body to recover. Another great part of the job is seeing our hard work pay off. The fans enjoy it, the players get on it, play well on it. From the maintenance side of it, our whole team gets to show off what we do and what we're passionate about. So it's fun being on a national stage and getting to really show what we take pride in.
I'm May Proctor reporting.
Thanks to the groundskeeping crew's hard work, Kenan Stadium always looks perfect for game day. Now over at Dorrance Field, the groundskeeping team always had their work cut out for them, especially after men's soccer took on SMU Saturday night. The Heels scored early, capitalizing off a penalty kick from Gabriel Bracken-Serra. SMU scored to tie the game at 1 apiece. The Heels struggled to find momentum in the second half, and the game became a challenging defensive battle for Carolina. A late scoring attempt by Dylan Kropp was unsuccessful, and the Heels drew 1-1.
I think we've got 3 ties in the ACC right now, and it's not where we want to be, but we're a hard team to beat. And that's what Carl said. I think we just need to get over the hump.
From the pitch to the links, the women's golf team competed in the Mason Rudolph Championship. The Heels placed 3rd overall in 6 over par. Junior Reagan Sutherland shot 5 under par and took 3rd individually.
The Tar Heels cross-country teams took a trip to Cary on Friday for the Adidas Challenge. The men swept the 6K event. 5 UNC runners finished in the top 6, and freshman Joe Barrett led the way in 2nd. On the women's side, UNC secured a 2nd-place team finish in the 5K. Sophomore Sierra O'Shea was the first Tar Heel to cross the finish line. UNC's Ian Mayu started his college tennis career off on a high note this weekend in South Carolina. Mayu advanced to the Fall Classic Championship and won the 2nd set after dropping his first. The young Tar Heel claimed the singles title after his opponent retired. Now, Emma, we know that the Men's Carolina Regional is October 16th to 20th in Cary, but we have to talk about our women's team. I mean, we keep talking about how successful our women's sports are, but women's tennis is looking pretty successful too.
That they are, Bethany. 4 of our women's tennis players are ranked in the top 50 for preseason in the NCAA tournament. Our women are just showing up through and through.
I'm really excited to see this tennis team take off. I mean, not only do we have 4 in the top 50, but we have the top doubles pairing in the country. Reese Brantmeyer and Alanis Hamilton are coming off of a play in the U.S. Open. Really excited to see them compete. So now it's Monday, which means it's officially time to vote on our play of the week. We have 2 big contenders this week. Let's look at this first play. We have Riley Heck retrieving the ball. When she sees an opening, she takes it. She turns around and does a killer backhand for this shot that was nothing but net. Now we're going to flip over to the court. Chelsea Thorpe, as we talked about earlier, swings not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times for this incredible kill, adding to her career high of 22.
I mean, Bethany, that 4-swing kill, that was insane to watch at the volleyball game. I mean, I know you play club volleyball. Have you done anything like that?
I have to say, last season I did have a little run on those overpass kills, but nothing like Chelsea Thorpe. Obviously, she has a little bit of height on me, so I'm excited to see her compete this weekend against all in-state teams. It's going to be pretty exciting to watch them.
Oh, I'm really hopeful that our volleyball team can maybe win the state. But again, we have some amazing club teams here at Carolina. Carolina Men's Handball Club recently represented the USA in one of the largest international handball tournaments in the world. Here's Addison Carr now with the story.
In July, Carolina Handball took their talents from here at Fetzer Hall to Teramo, Italy, where they competed on the world stage. Now, they hope to use that experience to win a national championship.
Carolina Handball's been around for about 35-ish years. It was founded in the mid-'80s. The whole goal is just every year is to try and win a national championship. We've won a couple in our history. West Point has been dominating recently for the past couple of years or so, but every year we make it to the finals.
In Italy, Carolina placed 3rd in their age division, going 2 and 3 during the tournament. It was a different type of experience.
Basically a whole new sport, frankly. We played outdoors, we played with resin, we played with teams that were vastly superior to our own. We saw plays by a French team that we might want to try to replicate in the future. Everyone had their own takes on the sport and just the world in general.
I would say that my favorite part of the trip was getting to experience international handball. You know, it being a European sport primarily, it was crazy some of the stuff that the guys could do with the ball over there. Not to mention that handball is known for the glue that we put on the ball, the resin, and in the United States we don't really play with that. So that was definitely a unique experience.
The Carolina team now shifts focus to this season.
what I'm looking forward to most this year is just continue to grow the club. We have a lot of new faces this year, and just because handball is a European sport and not a lot of people know about it, it's just like trying to get them to learn the rules and how it's played. So what I'm looking forward to most probably is just seeing all the new people grow as players and also grow as like a member of the club.
It's just great for bonding and being able to play a sport that I love.
Carolina handball is now back in Chapel Hill, working hard to get back on top of the national handball scene. I'm Addison Carnow, reporting.
Thanks, Addison. Handball starts third season in Fetzer Gym on November 15th in the Tar Heel Invitational.
Now we have a very special guest with us, our third of the day, but this one, he's the 2009 national champion, Marcus Ginyard. Played 11 years professionally, has been doing real estate and development since, but also some sports color commentary and returning to UNC in a very special role in the Chancellor's office. We're really excited to have you here, Marcus. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so my first question for you is tell us what this new role with UNC is.
Sure, Director of Special Projects. Ultimately, I am going to be helping the Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor, and other folks around campus, most notably the Chief Strategy Officer, just with strategic support, trying to get some of these initiatives, across the university, across the finish line.
Yeah, we're really excited to see what you can do in your new role.
I mean, I also know that, when you were here at UNC, you were really involved in sports, obviously, and of course, sports gives you so many skills. So how is your background in sports going to translate to your new role?
Yeah, you just said it. Sports gives us so many different skills that we can take from the court and from the field and into our lives. And so, working hard, playing together as a team, all those things that we did on the court, we'll continue to do here at Carolina.
Yeah, there's a couple of you guys joining the Tar Heel staff. We're really excited to see you guys join. Tyler Hansborough as a teacher here at the Husband School. How is it seeing your teammates flourish in the UNC community after graduating?
I absolutely love it. I mean, it's exactly what we think about when we think about Carolina, the Carolina family. To see Professor Hansborough here on campus, to see all the guys that come back and coach. Shout out to Deion Thompson, who's also in our MBA program right now. So, a lot of guys coming back to what we call home.
Yeah. And you've already hit the ground running. You've traveled internationally representing Carolina. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah, there was a great trip to Finland a couple of weeks ago. Was there with some North Carolina legislators. They're trying to better position the university to get some more federal funding. So it was a really cool trip and excited to be able to go internationally to support this university.
Well, we're really excited to have you here representing the Tar Heels at our university now. Really excited.
Thank you.
Yes, well, like we said earlier, there are so many coaches, teammates, players that come back to Carolina to represent this university. Really excited to see these alumni coming back to support their Heels.
I mean, Bethany, once a Tar Heel, always a Tar Heel.
That's right, Emma. But before we go, we want to take a second to honor UCF's offensive line coach and Appalachian State's former head coach, Sean Clark, who passed away yesterday. Let's just take a moment of silence for him. I want to send my love to his wife, Jonelle, and both his kids, Gianna and Braxton, as they navigate this unimaginable loss. I know, being from Boone, that Sean Clark had a really big impact on the community up in the mountains, but I'm sure he had that same impact at UCF in Florida this year. New coach, we're really sad to see him go.